New video tutorial with OSP Pro. Now in this video today we are going to learn the complete MySQL, all what you need to know in MySQL database programming. It's going to be kind of 1 hour or 15 minutes video, so I hope you're going to enjoy it. Now the first thing I'm going to talk about mainly in this video is that no matter which level of programming you might have ever been to, or you might be good in other kind of front-end programming, maybe front-end, maybe you're very good with HTML, CSS, or React Net, the Node.js and other stuffs around. Now we are going to find a way of actually coming up with a complete back-end programming where we're going to be in position to come up with a complete data handling feature for our given application. Now I may just go straight forward to the point to see how we can get ourselves started. Now I just have some few stuffs here to let you guys know. The first thing around that we're going to talk about is just like introduction to MySQL. What's MySQL as MySQL? Now MySQL is just like it's a programming language, and always we use it in the condition of or in the time of handling data. That's the main work of MySQL. The work of MySQL is to handle data, and this data which is going to be handled is going to be independent. So in database there's other few things that you have to know. There's data independency, the data structure. Like MySQL has all those abilities to help us handle up the data. Then from there we shall also get to know some few stuffs around here as we start about MySQL. What's MySQL as MySQL? MySQL is a structured query language which are going to go into deep to see how to start up programming with. Then on MySQL still we need to know about what's it all about, how do you get it into our machines, which are using something called a server. Now what's a server? A server is like the one which is going to extend for us the connections to our given kind of a computer or an application. Remember, when we have server is the one which extends for us the connection of the database. Which database this time around? We have two types of server that we may tend to use around. We have the Xampp server and the Xampp server. Now for this video we're going to use Xampp server. Now what are they mainly going to be used to? What are the real main of the Xampp or Xampp server? The Xampp server has the petition, has the ability of us using up one on us the MySQL. We have A, which is for Apache, this is MySQL or MySQL, and then the rest for Perl and other programming language. So we have this element of MySQL, which that implies a simple term. We can join in MySQL into a given application. Then we also have something called getting started with MySQL, or get started with the Xampp. So to get started with the Xampp, we have to install one on us the Xampp into our computer. To install a Xampp into our computer, just go to xampp.com. Xampp.org. So go to Xampp. Just going to go back. We just need to go to Xampp.org. You get? Go to Xampp.org if you want to get it into your computer. So if you go to Xampp.org, it will give you ability to be in position to download Xampp. And after then, just continue press next until it will finalize. Then on the other way around, to get started, after having all those stuff installed in your computer, we need now to find ourselves a way of maybe now getting ourselves being introduced into the point. So let me say I'm going to start myself from here, from MySQL. Let's get started. So I'm just going to come back here and then we see how we can get started. I already have my Xampp installed. If you don't have Xampp installed on your computer, I'm going to give you the description. On the description below, I'm going to give you the download page where you can download and get Xampp on our video. So if at all you're watching this from our YouTube channel, and if maybe you're watching from our Facebook page, make sure you go on and then you download the Xampp, which I'm going to still leave on our description. If you've told me maybe you haven't not yet subscribed to our YouTube channel, make sure you subscribe. This time to subscribe. Now by default, when you already have Xampp, this is how it looks like. There is Apache, this is MySQL, this is the file. Instead of uploading the file, this is much way to program if at all you want to make the mail application which is going to go offline, and then the Tomcat is for handling one on us the Java applications. Now we're not interested in all these many things. We're interested in the main two app. One is MySQL, where I'm going to stick on. By default, the action is always start. It implies in the simple term is not running, but if it's running, it will show stop. So if I click there, it's going to provide for us the port number and the port ID, which always the port number by default to some extent is always 3306 by default. Then you can always go on and change, but for this video I'm not going to do any configuration. I'm not going to do any configuration of Xampp in this video, but wait for the next video. I'm going to show you how to do that. Now I hope so you guys already have this down. If you for sure find the installation hard for you, make sure you come in and then you get to get started. So let me just go back here to shell. So when I click on the shell, now what's the main importance of the shell? We are going to be using Xampp CMD to make up a Xampp application. So I'm just going to click on the shell, which shell is going to give us ability to start up the program or to start up the programming of the Xampp. So I'm just going to maximize this part a bit so that we can be in position to do what we need to do. Now based on what I've just said right now here, what do we need to do now at the moment? We need now to talk to something called CRUD. What's CRUD? CRUD is create, read, update and delete. So let's just start up with that simple application to see how we can get started with our Xampp shell. Remember I've said that to make sure that your application is running, make sure that MySQL is set to stop. Implies if it is showing here stop, implies it is running. Otherwise, if it says start, means not running. I give assumption if you close it there and then you come this side here and type any command, like maybe if I give assumption, maybe something like show databases or show data. Maybe show databases or whatever thing you may happen to type there. Like in this case of ours, we have show databases. So if I happen to come and press there, we shall always get that recognized an internal blah blah anyway, because we don't have the right privilege to the stuff. So let me just go make sure, guys, we don't waste time. Let's just start here. Make sure always by default is running. It will show for you stop. That implies that you're already inside the server. Now the first command you always need to know or need to use so that you can start the server is to type the server command, which is MySQL. And when you type MySQL, this will not give you the privilege to do everything. I give assumption if I happen to come back here on this command of ours, and I happen to say show databases, it will give us limited databases this time around, which I'll have only two. One is database that list mini test, and another one is information scammer. That implies in a simple term we don't have all the privilege. I give assumption if I say create database, if I happen to say create, sorry, I just made some mistake there, so I'm going to go back and then I type MySQL and then I say create create databases or create database. Then I give a database name, maybe it's called T. I give assumption. I will not be in a position to create the database because I don't have all the privileges. So to clear whatever is there, I'm going to hold the control with the C to go back, and then I type CLS, means clear. If you're told you're from Linux, please you type clear, complete word clear. You get? You type a complete word as clear. Type a complete word as clear. If I told you I'm going to be using up that. But for us here on Windows, we make sure we type just CLS, which clear the screen. Now let's get started again on the other way around. Now, like I've told you, that if you use that command, does not give them privilege to do all what needed. Now, what should be the right command to use? Now, to use the right command to use in this case is MySQL -H, means for localhost, because you're going to be basing on this application locally, localhost, and then -U for username, which is root in this case of ours, and then -P, which is for password. So all of those stuff is going to be ignored by default because we are